And here we have another Garrickmore senior players past and present interview, and this is with a young man, Lorcan McBride, who made his debut for Garrickmore seniors last year. Um, Lorcan, how long have you been playing football for Garrickmore altogether?
I started when I was 5, so it'll be 13, 14 years now.
Yeah. Um, and you made your debut, as I said, for Garrickmore last year.
Yeah.
That would have been a special moment for you, was it?
Yeah, it was actually. I came on in one of the league games, but I think it was the championship game that was the most memorable.
You made your, if I'm stand to be corrected, you actually made your reserve debut and your senior debut on the one day.
Yeah, that was Dromore. Played Dromore reserves and then
Yeah, and come on for the seniors.
the seniors, yeah.
That's right. We got a last minute goal to win that game
Yeah.
that day. That's right. It was a good day
I
for us.
missed one too.
That's right. I remember that too. What's your earliest memory of Carrickmore football?
It'll probably be probably one of the under 8 tournaments, the Go games.
Yeah.
Playing with that same group of lads, but that probably would be the earliest memory. I did play under 6s, but I wouldn't really remember anything.
Can't remember that, aye. Yeah. What's your greatest moment so far playing for Carrickmore?
Well, recent moment would be the under 21 championship win, but when I had to think about it, it actually my most memorable moment was when we won the under 14 league, because we had been beaten by a Dungannon team that had absolutely demolished us about 4 or 5 times.
5 times that year, yeah.
And there was a poor crowd at the game. We were total underdogs, and we ended up turning the tables completely, and
That's
we
right.
beat them quite well and could have beaten them by a lot more.
That's right.
And for me, it was just that sense of character that we had that I'll remember for a long time. So that would be my most memorable moment.
Yeah, very good. Who's the best player you've ever played with for Carrickmore?
Well, I'm going to have to pick a senior player here because I haven't played with him much, but it'd have to be Carmen. Like, it's just both the training and on the pitch, the experience and class that he brings are phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. And the best player you've played against?
I haven't specifically marked him, but it has to be Derek Canavan. Played against him in my own age group and the year group above, and he's a class actor.
He's a fantastic player.
Seriously talented. But he would be the best, yeah.
Yeah. Growing up, did you look up to any particular player for Carrickmore?
Actually, one player that I used to really enjoy watching, because of the steel that he showed, was Mako. I always thought that he had a great presence on the pitch, and what other people had in skill, he made up for in just bronze. He was just a brute, and when the game got tough, he could pull you out of a game.
Yeah.
So he would probably be one, and then of course Gormley. Like, I used to love watching Gormley. I thought he saved Carrickmore on many days.
Yeah.
With his class. So those two players would be
Yeah, very
probably
good.
the two favourites.
Brilliant. Other than Park Columkill, is there any ground that you love playing on?
Killyclar, brilliant pitch, and it always seems to be sunny whenever I'm playing there too. So it would be a class pitch to play on.
Drummond, great pitch, right? Were there any standout managers for you so far in your career for Carrickmore?
Well, above, I really enjoyed the management team we had this year for the minors. Yourself, my father, and Noel, Slane, and Keezy. I thought it was a great blend. And we hadn't actually had Noel for a while, and they brought a different dynamic to the management. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that team. I thought it was good, strict regime, but we could crack throughout the year. But any manager I've had throughout has been good.
Yeah, you learn from them all.
Yeah.
That's it. I know your career has been short so far, but have you any regrets?
My biggest regret would be the minor championship this year, because I believe we were well capable of going on past even the county championship. And so I think it's one we left behind, but it's something that could benefit us in the future, because we'll know not to be complacent
Not the
and
complacency.
not to do that again.
Yeah, yeah. Who's the best trainer that you've ever played alongside?
Ooh.
There's somebody that trains with you that is pulling you along and motivating.
The best trainer that I've played with would probably be Rory Donnelly. RD is extremely dedicated. I would say I could count in one hand the number of sessions that RD's missed in his entire life.
Yeah.
He's a great enthusiast at training. Like, he's always up for the crack, but he puts in the hard work at the same time. So he would probably be the best trainer that I've had alongside me.
Yeah. And the worst?
Daniel Fullerton will be up there now. That's when he's there. But no, generally speaking, most people are alright. Like, the odd boy likes just to lie in on a Sunday morning, but
Yeah.
most people are 100%.
Very good. Who's the best character in the dressing room?
Big Paddy McCallum would have to be up there. And he doesn't even realise he's funny. But another two boys that go hand in hand that I've always found hilarious are Rory McIlroy and Tiernan McGarty.
Yeah.
The two of them bounce off each other, and you don't know what's going to come out of their mouths the next time they speak.
Absolutely, I can relate to that. All right. Who's the biggest hothead you've played with?
It has to be Rory McIlroy. It has to be. He could get risen. He could raise himself. Like, it takes nothing, and he loses the head. But sometimes that comes in beneficial when you're in a tight out game.
Well, absolutely, he's a fantastic wee player. So he is, and will be a big player for us. You're not the first person that's said it about being a hothead either. Who's the most underrated footballer you've played with?
I've always said the player that I feel brings the most consistently is Roy Donnelly. It's not so much that he goes unnoticed, but I don't think a lot of people appreciate how talented he actually is.
Yeah.
Whenever we would have been playing up through underage football, he was so reliable, and I always trusted having him behind me. Like, it wouldn't matter who was coming at him, I always trusted him to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's an extremely intelligent footballer, and although he might not have the same size and pace as other players, he makes up for it in just sheer talent.
Yeah. Who's the best underage player you've ever seen?
It has to be Daniel Fullerton. Although I would never tell him that. I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of telling him that.
I think you just have.
I've often thought about that. Danny is severely talented. The football brain that he has, he can pick passes and shots that somebody else might even see.
Yeah.
He's already thinking about what he's going to do before he even gets the ball.
Yeah.
And he's the one player that can win you a game. Like, if you need a goal in 10 seconds, Danny can get it for you.
Absolutely. If you were playing a game of 2-on-2, Gaelic football full rules, and it was a matter of life and death, who would you pick as your partner?
It would have to be Gormley. I feel like he could play your own role and his role at the same time. Like, he could. The only man I know can be tackling someone and scoring at the same time.
He probably could be refereeing it as well.
He will be refereeing it, and if he's not, he'll be telling the referee what to do.
Very good. Have you any standout funny moments? Some of the unusual moments that you had experienced playing football?
The funniest moment, I couldn't tell you this, but the funniest moment involves yourself.
Right. I'm afraid here.
I remember it might have been under 13s or 14s in Dromore, but it was a tight game. We were winning and we won the game. But at half time, to get us riled up, you took in to the table, but whatever way you clipped the table sort of flipped over and broke. But we couldn't tell you that the table was broke. But the funniest part was you actually hit Big Paddy on the toe. And I remember looking at Danny Fullerton and a few others. They might not remember this, but I remember looking around and we were all trying so hard not to laugh at you. And Big Paddy was sitting looking across at us and he was trying not to laugh. But it was the funniest moment because we couldn't laugh. And by the time the game was over, we had forgotten about it. But I felt afraid to laugh at that time. But it was hilarious whenever it happened.
I can't even remember that. I've had a few of them.
Not many times.
I've had a few of them moments. That's brilliant, Lorcan. That's the whole questions, and we wish you luck. We don't know what's happening really this year yet, but you're going to have a big career for the club, and we wish you all the best in it. So good luck.
Thanks very much.